So today we are going to be talking about chickens. So I've had them for about, I want to say a little over a year or around a year. So I wanted to tell you 5 things that I found interesting about having chickens. So the first thing is everyone said that chickens are one of the first animals that you should start when you're on, starting a homestead because they're easy to take care of. They really are. So if you free range, basically you just need to make sure that they have water and a coop. I was free ranging, but they will wander. So I don't have a fenced in yard, and I live on a major road, almost like a highway. And they were like going to the neighbor's house and bothering the dogs and walking down the highway and stuff. So I had to put them in a run. So basically every morning I go out because I don't have an automatic chicken door. And if you had an automatic chicken door, this would be so much easier. So every morning I go outside, I open the coop, I let the animals out. I make sure their feeder is full and I make sure their water is full. And that's it. That's all I do every morning. And at night I go out and they go in the coop on their own once the sun sets. So once it starts getting a little bit dark, they're in their coop. I just go out and shut the door. So they really truly are an easy first animal to have on a homestead. So if you're thinking about starting a homestead, that is the way to go. The second thing I found rather interesting since I've had chickens is the egg collecting is addicting. So I started off with 16 chickens and found out one of them was a rooster. So I was down to 15 laying hens and a rooster. And every day, once they started laying, I would go out and just count how many eggs. I wanted to get the most amount of eggs possible. So every day I would run out there and be like, oh, I had 9 yesterday. I hope I have 10 today. And it becomes like a fun little game. However, if you live in an area like I do and everyone already has chickens, so selling eggs is like next to impossible, and you can only eat so many and preserve so many. I just had an abundance of eggs all the time. I didn't know what to do with. I ended up going home to a trip to New Hampshire a few weeks ago, and I brought 9 dozen eggs with me, and I gave them all away to friends and family. So the eggs are addicting. However, you have to be able to have a way to either preserve them, get rid of them. Really think about the number of chickens that you have per people in your household. So if you follow me, you know that I had a predator in my coop and killed several of my chickens. So my flock is down to 4 laying hens and my rooster. Which brings me to my third surprising fact about having chickens is predators will get in the smallest of hole. I thought that my chicken coop was, pretty decent. It did have some holes, but I wasn't having any problems. Well, then one day I went out there and found a deceased chicken on my floor of my coop. And I didn't want to touch it. I was so sad. I came inside and I was crying to my husband, you have to go get that chicken. So me and my son went out there and we thought we predator proofed the coop. However, there were still a few small holes that we missed. Well, 2 days in a row, 2 chickens were gone a day. So we ended up having to put up not chicken wire, because predators can get through chicken wire, so I'm not really sure why it's called chicken wire, but the mesh wiring with 1/4-inch squares. We ended up putting that up all the way around the coop, burying it a little bit. I put rocks around the bottom. There were some holes in the side of the coop, so I put some more wood up, and I haven't had any problems since, knock on wood. But again, I'm down to 4 laying hens and a rooster. The good part about that is we actually have eggs that we are able to consume. So there's not an abundance of eggs anymore, but it's perfect for our family. And then the 5th thing, I think that was 4. I don't know. But my last point is I have realized that I've always knew that I had a fear of birds. Not a death fear of birds, but I don't want to own a canary. I don't want to have doves at my wedding. Like, I am all set with birds. And if there's a lot of birds in one place, like flying around, it freaks me out. Freaks me out. So since I've had chickens, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to love them and they're going to be cuddly and friendly. Yeah, even when they were chicks, I was like, yeah, I don't want to pick them up. I didn't want to pick them up. I've never like picked them up and like pet, like that's just not me. I'm not going to do it. But the other day when I was in the coop chicken proofing it, one of the chickens, and I posted, if you follow me on Instagram, she's in my story because she doesn't have a name yet and I haven't had a name for her yet, but she's feisty. Like, she is feisty. She tried to so there's a roosting pole like right up here. And I was working behind the roosting pole and she jumped up on the roosting pole and she was like right next to me. I didn't think anything of it. I was like, yeah, whatever. But I turned my head and she like kind of lunged at me. She like lunged at me like she wanted to eat my face. Eat my face. So I need to think of a name for her. So if anybody has a feisty chicken name, let me know. But yeah, so I am, definitely afraid of birds. So I'm fine like going out there and feeding them, and I'll go in the coop if they're all in there, but I'm not messing around. Like, I'll grab their food thing and get the hell out. Like, I'm not trying to be all cuddly and try to pet them. Sometimes if I open the egg collector door and there's a chicken in there, like laying in one of the nesting boxes, I'll try to pet them, but like, not like, oh, I just like, hey, how you doing? And then I'm out. But they don't usually bother me. Like, my rooster tried to attack my foot one time. I had some chicken scraps. I went out to feed them some chicken scraps, and they all swarm you when you open the run door. So, because they know they're getting food. So they all swarm me, and I'm trying to walk, and I was like basically tripping over them. And I think the rooster thought that I was trying to hurt them. So he attacked my foot, and it hurt, man. He like pecked at my foot, and I kind of like, it was a reaction to kind of kick it. I didn't mean to kick him, but I did. But he hasn't attacked me since. So there's that. But yeah, overall, I've had a really positive experience with my chickens. I would highly recommend getting chickens as your first homestead animal. And if you like birds, you can, cuddle with them and all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's some people out there that like really go all out in their run and like make them picnic tables and swings and all kinds of stuff. I do hear that chickens do get bored, and if they're bored, they don't lay as much, whatever. I haven't had a problem with any of that, so there's that. We would like to fence in the yard at some point so we can free range again. I'll just have to make sure that their wings are clipped so they don't fly away. But so that's kind of where I'm at with the chickens. I think the next animal that we're going to get is maybe a couple of pigs. But I'll keep you posted on that, and have any questions or comments about my chickens, let me know. Oh, and a name for that feisty chicken. Put some name suggestions in the comments. Thanks. Bye.